Welcome back, everybody, to the CV Sports Talk Show. Got a lot to get into today. We're going to talk about the Kyrie Irving trade scenarios. We've been hearing a lot of talk about Kyrie, about who he want to go to, and there's a couple of deals that have been on the table. We want to talk some Cleveland Indians. We're going to talk about some Browns training camp in this segment. Got a lot to get to in a short time, so let's get on now. Let's get on into it. Everybody. The midnight train to Georgia. Everybody wondering, where is Kyrie Irving midnight train gonna go? Well, I'm thinking about he gotta catch that midnight train to Portland, because sources tells me that it's a deal on the table for Damian Lillard and Kyrie for Damian Lillard for Kyrie Irving. Who wouldn't want to take that trade? That is an awesome and tremendous trade. I don't care what anybody says. You look at the history of the players. Kyrie, yeah, he more skilled and he younger. But Dame Dash, I call him, he's an assassin, man. And his offensive game is tremendous. I would love to get my hands on Damian Lillard. That will be a great pickup. That would be a great swipe. Kyrie Irving and Amon Shumpert for Damian Lillard, and a player to be named. That is great. I will take that, because if you look at the two, they both can score. Kyrie Irving is a better finisher, but they both is offensive juggernauts. Kyrie Irving is a better finisher. He probably got a better mid-range game than Damian Lillard, but 3-point wise, Damian Lillard is just as good as Kyrie Irving. And the thing about Damian Lillard, he get his teammates involved more. He could play a little bit more defense. And not only that, Damian Lillard can dunk on you. He is not afraid of the spotlight, and I believe if he get the opportunity to play with LeBron this year, he will be very, very excited, because I know he itching in his skin to even play in the NBA Finals, let alone win one. So I think that would be a great trade scenario. I think that'll help this team big time. It wouldn't set back the team as much, because you would have Damian Lillard, J.R. Smith, LeBron, Kevin Love, and Tristan Thompson. I'm fine with that lineup. And then you got our bench: Jeff Green, Calderon, Derrick Rose. I mean, you got a great nucleus. And you got Kyle Korver, Shannon Fry, and Derek Williams. So I'm all in for that trade talk. It'll make us even more better and explosive team, and we will be and you will see what Damian Lillard is made of if we make that trade. So that's the trade that I want. I don't like that Phoenix trade. I don't like Eric Bledsoe. Josh Jackson, I mean, we want him, but he's not proven. And Tyson Chandler, he's too old. He can't move like how he can move. I mean, now if you throw Devin Booker in there, I mean, then I would think about it. But none of them players can equal up to what Damian Lillard does. So I think that's the best deal that's on the table. I really hope that the Cavs explore that and look into that. I know that they hold all the cards to the situation. So that is the trade scenario that I wanted to bring up. And I wanted to bring up something else. Now, all this talk about LeBron and Kyrie, right? So let's think about this, people. Who holds the keys to the car? Dan Gilbert. Because it's all up to Dan Gilbert of what he wants. Because you figure LeBron got 1 year left and Kyrie got 2 years left. So if Dan Gilbert want to be about the money and continue to get his money and get sales up, regardless, he will come out to the public and tell them that I'm not trading Kyrie Irving. And them two will have to play together. And they will have no other choice. And Dan Gilbert will end up going to the NBA Finals again. Dan Gilbert will end up with a pocket full of money again. So I think he holds the keys to this car. And he's going to control this car into where it goes. Or he can go the route and give Kyrie Irving his trade request. But I know Dan Gilbert as an owner, he is a businessman. So he's going to go where the money goes. And that's just being real honest. So at the end of the day, what best fit Dan Gilbert is what Dan Gilbert's going to do, because the Cavs, because he hold all the keys in his hands. The Cavs got all the leverage in the world with this trade request. So the Cavs doesn't necessarily have to honor this trade request if they don't want to, and if they feel it's not the best deal. And push come to serve, I don't blame them. Just take your time. Don't get forced into something you don't want to do. Take the best deal that's on the table, Dan Gilbert, in the front office. I don't agree with Dan Gilbert with a lot of stuff he do, but hey, it is what it is. He holds all the keys to the car. So that's going to wrap up that little segment. I wish I could talk about more. And we're going to get into some Cleveland Indians and talk about them. They lost the last two games. Sunday they lost to the White Sox. Yesterday they lost to the Red Sox 6-2. Clevenger didn't have a good night. And I just hope offensively the Indians do not get into one of these slumps that they always usually get into during this season. Because coming off a 9-game winning streak, you don't want to come out and lose 4 to 5 games with Kansas City on your tail. They're only 2 games behind because they lost yesterday 2-1 to the Orioles. So at the end of the day, we have to find a way to end these losing streaks quick, like tonight. Cookie Carrasco on the mound, we got to come out with a sense of urgency and say we cannot keep going on these winning streaks and then going on these losing streaks. We got to end this losing streak tonight, get back on the road. I feel that with the pitching, it's finally coming together. As you can see, Tomlin, he pitched great before he was injured. He pitched 4 hitless innings. And before that, Kluber and Salazar coming around, Bauer coming around. Clevenger was coming around, but that's just one start. And, of course, you know what you're going to get from Cookie Carrasco. So I think this pitching staff is getting back in the groove, and I hope they stay in this groove so that way, because pitching wins championship, guys. Pitching wins championships. And if this pitching staff can get it together, I feel much better because they can keep us in the game. Offensively, I do not like what Terry Francona is doing with this lineup. I don't like Jose Ramirez at the 4. I know he's a great hitter and he can hit anywhere in the lineup, but I feel his best attribute to this lineup is the 5th hole, and put Edwin Encarnacion in the 4th hole, because Edwin Encarnacion is a natural 4-hole hitter no matter how much he struggles. I feel the lineup runs smoother like that. So I just hope we can make some adjustments. I just don't feel like Jose Ramirez is a 4-hole hitter. I feel like you get more spark when he's in the 5th hole. Because regardless, you're going to have to pick your poison, but sometimes spots matter in the lineup because it messes with the players' routine in their head, because a player coming in every day, they want to know where they going to bat at each and every day. So I think Terry Francona got to stop switching this top and middle of the order and just leave it as it is. I will go with Zimmer. I will go with Zimmer leading off. I will actually go with Zimmer leading off. I'm going to go with Lindor, Brantley, Edwin Encarnacion, Ramirez. Santana is contributing good with the 6 hole because he don't have a lot of pressure on him and he can just play the game. And then I will put Edwin Jackson at the 7th. Then I will put Gomes at the 8th. And I will put Gonzalez or Urshela at the 9 hole. Because you have to keep this lineup consistent. That's the thing. Terry Francona, that's the only thing I can question him about, is keeping this batting order consistent and the same throughout the season. So, other than that, I'm not going to worry about a 2-game losing streak, but they got to remember that Kansas City is right on their tail. So they have to play consistent baseball here on out because it's going to be a fight. Kansas City look like they ain't gonna stop it. But I got the Indians winning this division. They is way more talented than Kansas City. But sometimes the most talented team don't win a division or they don't win a World Series in baseball. So that's just how it goes in baseball. Baseball is one of the most unpredictable sports. So I got faith in my Indians. I'm gonna actually try to get tickets to this game on Friday against the Yankees, and let's hope they can end this losing streak tonight and win these last 2 games and come home and face the Yankees. That'll wrap it up for the Cleveland Indians. We're gonna talk Browns. My last segment, we're gonna talk some Cleveland Browns and what's been going on in training camp. Yesterday the defense had a great goal line stop. The defense just smashed the offense on the goal line stop, even though our center JT Twitter didn't play, or Ritter didn't play. So our center and our right tackle was off, and the defensive line took advantage of it. Myles Garrett sacked Brock Osweiler. And he's looking great in camp. Actually, they say he look fast. He's coming off the ball. He is hitting, and he looked like he the number 1 pick in the draft. That's what I'm hearing from camp. I'm hearing that Kaiser actually is really looking like a great quarterback in his camp. He's really the wild card in his camp. He's really showing his coaching staff what he can do. But I just think he have to just groom him. I really hope he don't start this season, because you can start him, but he gonna go back to what he did in college. He got all the arsenals, but he's just a little bit inconsistent on certain things. And the NFL team's gonna pick that up, and they gonna use that as his weakness. So I just hope he can ride the bench, learn. I'm really hoping Cody Kessler can win this starting quarterback position. And they're saying it, and I want y'all to remember this name in camp. Brandon Wild, running back from NC State. He was in the 7th round. He's actually looking good out there. I mean, he's looking real good. Hugh Jackson really like him. They want to see what he can do when they go against some more teams. But look out for that name, since Duke Johnson is going to be in the slot. I really like that. But look out for that name, Brandon Wiles. I think the Crow gonna have a breakout year this year. Corey Coleman coming along, but they say Duke Johnson looking good in camp, and he really is. As that slot receiver, he's fast enough for the slot, and he can catch the ball. He's gonna create a lot of mismatches in that for a lot of teams, and you're gonna see him catch a lot of passes this season. Defensively, they saying Jamie Collins look like a freak out there. They saying he's trying to play safety. He's like 35 yards back. I mean, the dude is a pro, and he can do it all. And with him, Garrett, and Agba, I really think that is going to be the core and currency of this defense, of this front 7. So I think you're going to see more pressure on the quarterback this year. And Greg Williams is good for turning bad defenses into good defenses. The secondary only worries me. Like I said, I hope Joe Hayden can have a great camp and come out healthy for this season. And then you got McCourty and you got Jabril Pepper. That is the only thing that really scares me, is that secondary. But with Greg Williams, I got faith. So that's going to wrap that up with the Cleveland Browns. Hope everybody enjoyed this segment. I will be posting on my Facebook page, my YouTube page, and my website page. God bless everybody. Be safe. And remember, no matter what you do, how hard it get, never give up. Never give up, but believe in Jesus Christ. God bless you all. You all have a nice and safe afternoon. Thank you.